Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up on the news, a small Nebraska town rallying around a boy and his family as they go through the unimaginable.
Plus, despite a great day on Wall Street today, concerns about a recession keep mounting.
And during this tough economy, we check in with some businesses down in the Haymarket. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Inflation impacting everyone here in Lincoln. At
the pump, in the grocery store, and also Lincoln's small businesses. Channel 8's Yosef Nasser joins us now with more in our top story tonight. Yosef?
Good evening, Rod and Megan. I spoke to some small businesses in the Haymarket to learn about how they felt the impacts of inflation. Let's go over to the Mill. At the Mill Coffee Shop, owner Dan Sloan tells me his business has two key material cost inputs, the coffee and everything else. Because coffee is a commodity, it's not as sensitive to inflation. It's more sensitive to things like weather events, frosts, droughts, etc. But the prices of everything else have gone up significantly.
Just simple things like the cup you put the coffee in, the napkins you use, the lids you use, the paper towels in the bathroom. All of that stuff is, it's not just creeping up. I mean, it's going up.
Sloan tells me that the mill raised prices about 6 months ago. He's uncertain if inflation will prompt another price increase. He says overall the business is doing okay, but it has been a tougher slog. Coming up at 6, we're going to let you know the one product price increase that has really taken a toll on small businesses in the food service industry. I'll give you a hint. It does the body goods. Stew on that for about an hour or so. We'll meet back here same time an hour from now.
Sounds good, Yosef. Thank you very much. Now to Wall Street and the growing concerns about a recession.
It comes as inflation continues to weigh on the wallets of American families. With the president promising some relief soon, ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on this Economic Pulse story.
All eyes are on Wall Street after stocks suffered its worst week since 2020, fueling more concerns about a recession. The president this week trying to calm fears.
There's nothing inevitable about a recession.
But a growing number of economists have raised the odds of a significant slowdown. According to the Wall Street Journal's latest poll of 53 leading economists, there's a 44% chance the U.S. is in a recession within the next year. With soaring grocery and gas prices, the president says tackling inflation is now his chief priority and that a national gas tax holiday is on the table. It would save drivers an estimated $70 million a day, according to Gas Buddy. If you drive a pickup truck, you might save about $5.52 a week, $2.94 if it's a full size, and $2.21 if it's a compact.
I hope I have a decision based on data I'm looking for by the end of the week.
The measure would require congressional approval, but it would take money away from infrastructure as the gas tax goes towards roads and bridges. Meanwhile, in California, the state assembly investigating gas price gouging and looking into ways to give Californians some relief.
Some ideas about a debit card, some ideas about a check. There's also direct deposit through FTB. It'll be certainly something before October.
In Wisconsin, that help is immediate, thanks to community organizers who filled up tanks for dozens of drivers in Milwaukee.
Wow, that's what I can say. Those are the first words that come out of my mouth. To bless the community like this is just outstanding.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Washington.
Back to local news now. Firefighters are investigating a house fire in northwest Lincoln.
It happened around 6:40 this morning. Authorities closed off the area around 11th and Furnace Avenue. We know the house was vacant, but officials have told us this fire appears to have started with a burning mattress in the basement. From there, flames spread to the main floor.
Apparently a vacant house, been that way for some time. That same neighbor had concerns there were possibly squatters inside. We did find a mattress burning in the basement. There's a hole in the floor, the first floor, that's apparently been there a while, so that was a little dangerous for us.
The amount of damage at this time is unknown, and again, the official cause of the fire is still under investigation. We'll keep you updated if we learn anything new. Lincoln police are reporting a rash of thefts, with all but one of them happening in the same area of our city.
We're told this string of crime happened between Sunday and Monday. 3 vehicles were stolen in just 2 days, and 2 other cars had items taken from them, including a gun. All but one of these thefts happened in northeast Lincoln. A garage was also ransacked during this spree, and now the owner is missing nearly $4,000 worth of items. Earlier this month, Lincoln Police warned that they've been tracking a 111% increase in garage burglaries this year. Now let's get a check of your forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer. John, there's something moving through that could bring us some relief.
That's right. Temperatures are just a little bit cooler this afternoon as compared to the last couple of days when we've been in the lower to mid 90s. A cold front has passed. You may have noticed your wind shifting around to the northwest. And now as we're heading towards later in the afternoon, clouds are starting to increase in the Lincoln area. Still some more sunshine as you head down towards Beatrice, but that front now is south of you. You can see there is some shower and thunderstorm development happening right along the front. Also some very light showers happening back well behind the front. Some light showers up towards Grand Island, for instance, and also up towards the Columbus area. And that's where temperatures are very comfortable out towards Kearney. We're at 73, 78 in Grand Island, 79 degrees in Hastings, a little bit warmer as you go further south and southeast. 87 in Lincoln, 91 right now in Beatrice, and 93 degrees in Falls City. And it's going to be more humid the further south and southeast you go. That's where heat indices right now are at 101 in Falls City, 93 in Beatrice, 88 is what it feels like in Lincoln, and it feels like it's 79 in Grand Island. For the rest of this evening, we'll see clouds on the increase, a small chance for a shower in the Lincoln area. I think better chances as you go to the north and to the west. 84 degrees by 8 o'clock, 78 by 10. We'll keep a chance for an isolated shower in the forecast through the overnight hours, but some cooler temperatures coming our way, or at least short-lived cooler temperatures. And we're also talking about better chances for rain coming our way as well. That's coming up in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, John. Now to a story about hope and small-town support for a Bertrand boy who's fighting for his life after he and his sister were in a serious crash.
The community is pitching in any way they can while his family stays by his side. There's nothing small about the love the Hansen family is getting during this very tough time. Lauren Bentley shares in tonight's Feel Good story.
This house right behind me is the house of the Hansens. Now, currently, they're going through a very difficult time as their son and daughter were involved in a serious car accident. But people here in Bertrand who love them are helping pitch in to renovate their house. A small town is rooting for a small town boy as him and his family go through the unimaginable.
They had left home to come to Bible school, and as they crossed the highway, didn't see this truck, and the truck ran right into them.
Carson and Lily were immediately rushed to the hospital. Lily going into surgery to fix her broken femur, and Carson going into surgery for a major brain injury. Both fighters working hard to heal.
We've had a lot of roller coasters in this thing. One good day where you think things are going in the right direction, and then the next day things just would dive off, and just, you know, just emotionally really difficult.
And while their parents, Ashley and Tony Hansen, remain at the hospital with their children, back at home in Bertrand, a community is coming together to finish renovations on their new home.
They're not only trying to do what we started, but they're trying to make it even better. And I think that's a really cool thing.
Bill Ford, a teacher for nearly 30 years, is behind the project.
I had nearly 7 or 8 students working on this project, and so Carson is a student, the one that was injured, and Ashley was a student, you know, the mom and dad.
The hard work and long hours on the home is all for free.
They're really, really skilled. They're really skilled. They're way beyond my skills. And so that makes me really feel good about that. But that's only secondary to their hearts.
And Ford says that's what happens when you live in a small town.
When this stuff happens and we come to the aid, we just think that's normal. And it really isn't normal. It really is. It's a characteristic that small town is built upon.
And while the family continues to have hope,
One thing I'll say is my daughter is not giving up. She is bound and determined to, you know, get her son back.
And think about the mark Carson leaves on their hearts.
You know, and I can bring up a girl or a different little thing that happened and just get that smile, you know, anytime I wanted to. And so that's the special part of him.
They know that back home, they have a whole community waiting for them to return.
Before all this happened, that the reason to move in a small town is because everybody knows what you're doing, but when you need something, they're all here for you, so.
They said it so well in that story. Neighbor helping neighbor, families helping families here in the Midwest, and especially in the rural areas like that.
Yes, I'm very proud to be from a small town
I know.
and being raised in a community like that, knowing that very well, that sentiment.
We wish that family the very best in recovery. Well, another inspiring story here. Starting a business is never easy. We all know that, right? Especially in the climate we're in now.
But that didn't stop a young business owner in Waverly from starting one, and in the process, she's honoring her late grandma.
It was really hard. I was a senior in high school, about to graduate. We were in the midst of COVID, and I was just like trying to find some joy, I guess, in the everyday thing. And so after my first semester of college, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna not wait for that one day type thing and just jump on it and try it out.
Coming up at 6 o'clock tonight, we'll hear more from Lincoln native Rachel Fleeman and find out just how far her product reaches around the world. Still to come, though, here on the news at 5 o'clock, the January 6th committee alleging former President Trump packed on the pressure on certain politicians.
The latest on that and your full forecast with John right after the break.
I would
Turning now to the latest from the January 6th hearing, the committee says it's peeling back the details of a layered plan to keep former President Trump in power,
which they allege included trying to intimidate the former vice president and state officials into overturning the 2020 election. ABC's Justin Finch is following the hearing on Capitol Hill.
The spotlight of Tuesday's hearing focused on election officials and staffers in Arizona and Georgia. The committee alleging former President Trump packed on pressure on them to overturn the 2020 election, part of an alleged plan to stay in power.
Pressuring public servants into betraying their oaths was a fundamental part of the playbook.
The committee making the connection between Trump's baseless claims of election fraud to the Capitol insurrection. As the stakes rose, the committee claims Trump turned up the heat.
Donald Trump did not care about the threats of violence. He did not condemn them. He made no effort to stop them. He went forward with his fake allegations anyway.
Leading Tuesday's hearing, Congressman Adam Schiff questioning Arizona Republican State Speaker Rusty Bowers, who says he resisted pressure to overturn the election.
Anywhere, anyone, anytime has said that I said the election was rigged, that would not be true.
Also testifying, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, who refused Trump's request to fine Trump more than 11,000 votes so he could beat Biden.
The numbers are the numbers. The numbers don't lie.
Election worker Shay Moss, who was falsely accused by those with ties to Trump of tampering with Georgia's 2020 election results, talked about her life being threatened.
I just felt like it was my fault for putting my family in this situation.
The committee also hearing from a top Georgia election official who says he warned the Trump White House of the potential for violence before the Capitol attack. On social media, Trump continues to dismiss the January 6th committee, still maintaining that baseless claim of election fraud. Justin Finch, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
A fair amount of sunshine in the Lincoln area today, but we are starting to see clouds increase as we head towards the afternoon. We made it up to 90 degrees this afternoon in the capital city, but the humidity is beginning to drop somewhat. Yesterday we had dew points in the low 70s. Today it's in the middle and upper 60s. You can see on satellite imagery that all the clouds are back out to the west, holding our temperatures down out towards the Tri-Cities, where temperatures right now are in the 70s. More sunshine as you head further to the south towards Beatrice, and it's much warmer and more humid as you head to the southeast corner of the state. That's closer to a cold front that has passed through the area. Back to the west, we are watching showers from Grand Island out towards Columbus, all very light showers at this point, so not expecting to get a lot of rain out of this, but enough to cool things down. And I'll be honest, a lot of the computer models are struggling with this rain that's falling on radar right now. So you're not going to see complete coverage of the rainfall out of this. We'll keep a chance for some light showers through the overnight hours. I'll say an isolated chance in the Lincoln area by about 4 o'clock in the morning. By 5 o'clock in the morning, you can see Stormcast suggesting still some very light showers down from Hebron towards Beatrice and then off to the east out towards the state line. And by 7, 8 o'clock, that chance should be out of here, although we'll keep some clouds around to start the day tomorrow. Temperature-wise, it is cooler than yesterday, quite a bit cooler than yesterday as you head out towards Grand Island and Kearney, where it's nearly 25 degrees cooler. It's 8 degrees cooler in Lincoln as of this hour, where it's currently 87 degrees. Low 70s out towards Kearney, 81 in Columbus, but 91 in Beatrice where we've got the sunshine, lower 90s in Falls City. And I mentioned the dew point is lower by the order of 8 degrees cooler in Lincoln. So dew point's now in the low 60s as compared to yesterday's low 70s, but it's still in the low 70s down to the southeast corner of the state. And that's where the heat index right now is at 101 degrees. Feels like 93 in Beatrice, and just 1 degree warmer is what the heat index is in Lincoln at 88. For the rest of this evening and tonight, we'll see our temperatures dropping down through the 80s into the 70s by 10 o'clock. Tomorrow morning, we should be down into the middle 60s, so at least feeling a little cooler with winds out of the northwest shifting around to the north at 3 to 5 miles per hour. Mentioned tomorrow morning, we'll start with some clouds around, and those will start to break. We'll see partly to mostly cloudy skies for tomorrow. By noon, temperatures in the low 80s. We'll see high temperatures tomorrow afternoon in the middle to upper 80s for most areas. Forecasting high of 87 degrees in Lincoln, 87 Beatrice, 87 degrees in Seward, 86 in Grand Island. You'll notice the winds going from the northeast starting to shift around to the south back to 4 to 10 miles per hour. The big hot dome in the upper levels is positioned itself off to the south and east, and that's where we're starting to see the showers happening on the periphery of this hot dome while we're getting some of the rain falling now into Nebraska. This hot dome will continue to move back to the south and southwest. That will open us up for a chance for some showers around here on Thursday, an isolated chance on Friday, and we'll have a better chance for some more widespread rain through the day on Saturday. But right now, the second half of the weekend is looking fantastic. A high temperature of 80 degrees, dew points will only be in the 40s, so it's going to be a very comfortable air mass in place. 87 degrees on Thursday, up to 95, so a quick warm up on Friday. It's going to be humid that day, so the heat index could reach 100 to 104 with a chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Scattered showers Saturday. 82 degrees by Monday, turns a little breezy Tuesday. Some heat starts to return next week, turning more humid by middle of next week with a high of 90, and then up to 95 degrees. Look at this, already looking out to July 1st.
Don't those 80s, 80 and 82?
That's the only 2 days I'm going to focus on in that entire day.
And I should say 80 in Lincoln, but that also means probably some upper 70s for parts of the area Sunday afternoon. So I think Sunday looks to be a fantastic day. So if you're making plans for the weekend, I'd lean more towards Sunday than Saturday.
Well, Megan likes to go out and work in the yard, pull weeds and stuff like that.
Yeah,
They're
got a
your
little
days.
garden. That's the day I'm going to do it. All right, thank you, John. Hey, here's a closer look at Wall Street. We talked about it a little earlier in the show, but here are some of your numbers. A positive day. The Dow jumping 641 points. NASDAQ is up 271. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Fireflies, scientists have created a swarm of tiny flying robots
that could light the way for rescuers someday. Here's tonight's Take a Look at This.
Take a look at an illuminating new concept that could light the way and maybe even save the day in potential rescue operations. These tiny robotic lightning bugs are the latest mind-blowing concept from the mad scientists at MIT and were inspired by their real-life glowing counterparts. The teeny remote-controlled fireflies are powered by artificial muscles that emit colored light when in flight. Researchers say the robot's electroluminescence could enable them to communicate with each other and even signal for help in potential rescue scenarios in tight spaces, such as searching for survivors in a building collapse. Eyes on the night skies over New Zealand were treated to a bizarre sight. A weird space spiral of sorts was shared in images across social media, sparking all sorts of silly sci-fi speculating about black holes and space portals. But experts say the surreal swirl was more likely just residual propellant plumes left behind by a recent SpaceX rocket launch. Back on Earth, weather watchers were treated to a dazzling display with not one, not two, but 3 waterspouts spotted twisting together off the coast of Mobile, Alabama, prompting the National Weather Service to issue a special marine warning for the coastal region. No damage was reported, though, so it ended up just being a trippy, triple-twisting testament to the power of Mother Nature. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Very cool picture there, wasn't it? Even though the weather for the last week has felt like it, today marks the first official day of summer.
It's the first day of summer astronomically in the Northern Hemisphere, with the longest day and shortest night of the year. Celebrations range from thousands of people gathering at Stonehenge in England to free yoga at New York's Times Square. The summer solstice ends with the start of the autumn equinox on September 22nd. Oh, fall cannot come soon enough. I'm sorry. It's the first day of summer. I shouldn't say that yet.
I like how they're spending it right there in the water.
Yes.
Water park.
That's where I would be.
Hey, and we mentioned last night, Megan, I don't know if you saw it or not, but in last night's weather trivia question, we're actually losing a minute of daylight today because sunset happens 1 minute earlier than what we have been seeing lately.
Interesting.
Wanted to show you where the sun is going to be out 24 hours today. Go up way north of the Arctic Circle up towards Barrow, Alaska. That's what it looks like up there right now. Still some ice chunks out in the water. We've got some showers around here. Definitely not that cool as what they've got up in Barrow. We'll see temperatures this evening going from the 80s into the 70s.
All right, thank you, John. See you at 6.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Above ground from $33 per month. Semi-in-ground from $98 per month. In-ground starting at $29,999. Supreme Spa and Pool.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Don't get stuck with internet and TV that costs more and does less. Set yourself free with Spectrum and get it all from one provider. Get Spectrum Internet with enough speed for all your devices all at once with speeds of 200 megabits.
Whoa. That's fast.
Plus, get a free modem and free desktop security to keep you safe online. Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. And don't get stuck with the same old TV. Multiply your screens. Spectrum TV with a free Spectrum TV app lets you watch here, there, and everywhere. Stream live TV, sports, news, and more on any device.